going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are going to be talking about the Scarab King, a really cool team that was sent to me. So let's have a look. Floor 100, Scarab King, turns taken 6. What? You know what? No, roll that back. Turns 6. What? Okay, so somehow the arguably hardest boss in all of the Doom Tower rotations. Yes, I know the Griffin came out, the Eternal Dragon came out. People said those are pretty hard, but the go-to hardest boss we've seen throughout our time playing the Doom Tower since it's been out has been the Scarab King, because we all know he's really annoying. So completing in 6 turns, what kind of witchcraft is this? So before we start getting into the team, obviously, huge shout out to the people that sent this to me. To be fair, I was pretty late in uploading this video. I got this almost a week ago. What? I've been so busy with a lot of things, but I want to do this video now. It's way overdue, but shout out to New Sun and Feisto in my current clan. They gave this to me, and this is really incredible here. So as we can see here, we do have one of the Doom Tower rewards, Euros the Legendary, Draco Morph, Venus, and Double Sir Nicholas. Now, are you going to be able to do this with many other champions? Of course you are. Am I going to show you what kind of gear? New Sun specifically, you sent me this clip. Used, of course I am, but I want to explain the roles of these champions just so you understand that you can use different champions here. You can use better champions, you can use worse champions. What's going to end up happening is you're going to have faster runs, you're going to have slower runs. So this part isn't really relevant, but I am going to walk you through it just in case. I mean, I'm actually assuming this is how this works. I watched it once, I don't really remember. So let's get right into this run together here. So as we can see, turns taken 6. This is incredible no matter what you think about it. He's even putting it on multi-battles. Now that's confidence. So this, I'm assuming, is 100% win rate, no chance to fail. We see Venus going first here, followed by Sir Nicholas one-shotting himself because of those War Chiefs. Next, we're going to have Draco Morph. Okay, Draco Morph, this is really smart, using 2 defense down and weakened champions instead of someone like a Kaimar or Renegade to reset those cooldowns. Now, if I was a betting man, and I'm only saying that, I don't even know why I'm saying that, I actually know for a fact, you want all of these 4 champions to die as quick as possible as soon as you hit the Scarab, which is really hard to do. Like I said, this boss is so annoying. But to clarify, this is hard. I'm pretty sure I said that. Just in case I didn't, I want to go over that again. So the key here is going to be Euros. His passive, applying those poisons to the boss. He is extremely slow, really easy to gear for that fact alone. Yes, you can solo this with a champion like Vergus. There are other champions that can solo the Scarab with certain gear sets. The gear requirements are extremely high for those, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be as fast as this. Yes, it is a pure solo, meaning they will solo the waves, which is most of the time I would assume that it is taking those champions. When you're looking at the total time it takes to get this, I know some of those runs aren't 100% win rate, and like I said, the gear requirements in those champions are so high. So I'm really excited to show you a couple of things. One thing that I really liked a lot that I'm excited to go about is with the Draco Morph here. I'm a huge fan in multi-use champions. You're going to see, you probably already noticed that Draco Morph got an extra turn, so why not just talk about it now? Draco Morph is in Bat Eater gear. No nuance to it, didn't have to invest in any champion here. Bat Eater is one of the most used clan boss teams, I think, pretty much in the game right now for endgame players, so it's more likely than not that you're going to have this or a champion like this with this gear on, relentless gear. So the fact that you can just throw him into a team like this, and this can be your 100% win rate, literally a multi-battle as we saw in this fight, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So now that we got to see a run, I want to go over the specific gear that New Sun used to make this possible. If you wanted to replicate this and give you any additional information on direct speed you wouldn't need, so on and so forth. So let's get right into that. Alright, so the first champion we have here is going to be Draco Morph. As I mentioned, this is a complete rip from a Bat Eater team. We have the speed here, it's around 220. We have 236 accuracy here. Like I said, you want them to kind of only have the job of clearing those waves as consistently as possible and then dying as fast as possible. So he has a low health, he's built for damage, which is what you would do for the Bat Eater team. So keep that in mind if you are trying to replicate this building. using any defense down or defense down and weakened champion if you want to make this work. The next champion we're going to talk about is the first Sir Nicholas. This is going to be our AoE damage dealer, and as we saw from the clip, he actually died in the first wave and it didn't even matter. It probably sped things up when you think about it. One less turn that anyone was going to take once we finally did get to the Scarab. So he is currently running just above 190 speed here. He's in Savage gear, so he can one-shot that first wave with the defense down and weaken. You can definitely do it with many champions, doesn't have to be Sir Nicholas, but this is the first one that he does have geared here. The second one here, he is a little bit faster at 220 speed. He's also wearing Savage gear. Decent amount of health, not too much. This one isn't even wearing a ring because Newson was smart enough to realize that the faster he does die when it gets to the Scarab, the easier. And this one was, I'm assuming, probably surviving too much, making the turn count a little bit high. So these are things to consider here, and this is, once again, great job by Newson and Feisto for putting in the work and getting this out here. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Now we're going to talk about the highlight, the premiere of this team, Euros, the Soul Cage here. As we can see, the first thing we're talking about is the Masteries, not even full Masteries, kind of a flex here. I'm a huge fan of this. So you don't have to full invest in this champion if you weren't planning on fully mastering him. If this is going to be your only use for him, it's not a bad use, to be honest. Getting through a really difficult, if not the hardest boss in the Doom Tower, and you don't want to do all the masteries, perfect. So we do have Eagle Eye here for that additional accuracy, and I'm pretty sure that's it. He does have additional survivability here. He takes reduced damage the more he gets hit. He does have Lore of Steel, but outside of that, none of this looks too important. Moving on to how this champion was in fact geared. He is wearing a regeneration set, he is wearing an immortal set, and he does have a blood shield ring. All sources giving him that awesome synergy with having a shield. I don't really think it matters too much personally. I think the more that the Scarab actually hits this guy, the better it's going to do with that passive. As we can see, he has 372 accuracy, so a very healthy amount of accuracy here, and as low speed as humanly possible. As you can see, base speed 95, he only has 11 additional speed, and this is working with the lowest turn count that I have ever seen on a Doom Tower boss on the hard mode. Maybe besides the video I did highlighting Plutonium using that 200 IQ play with using the, I believe it's the retaliation gear where he was counterattacking and just one-shotting with Baron. Another huge shout out to Plutonium. So this is another team on that level of 200 IQ play here. So this is just awesome to see. As far as defense goes, it's not too crazy, 2.6 thousand. Health, definitely need a lot of health. Want to make sure he isn't dying here. We do have the additional heals from the gear sets he's wearing, but it does have over 100,000 health, so keep that in mind if you are gearing this. If things are failing, try to copy these stats as close as possible. If you want to go a little bit short, test it out. Thankfully, you don't burn through keys if you do fail runs, so you have a lot of leeway here, especially with the Doom Tower when you are playing around with these things. The next champion we do have here is going to be Venus. She's at 272 speed, and she has 470 accuracy. Not sure if that much accuracy is needed. Obviously, the more the merrier here. Once again, defense isn't crazy high, health isn't crazy high, as to be expected because we do want her dying once we do reach that Scarab King boss. The important note when speed tuning this team, outside of keeping Euros as slow as possible, we did see Venus's speed was quite high. Doesn't have to be that high, not that high. However, you do need a debuffer and a nuker to go one after the other, so they are one-shotting that first wave, and you're not wasting two sets of debuff unless you're using a Kymar or a Seer and you want to reset things. That's what you can do for that. This team specifically is guarded around going through the two waves, having Venus use her defense down and weaken first, Santa one-shotting the wave. Moving on to the next wave, Draco Morph then has his turn of using that defense down and weaken, and then the second Santa will then again one-shot that wave, moving on to the boss, getting there as quick as possible. So what do you guys think? I'm a huge fan of this team. I think it is so cool that all of this was put together, and let me know if you guys have seen anything like this. I personally haven't. Obviously, Euros is new. It probably isn't available to everybody if you've been slacking. Listen, I'm a culprit here. I have been slacking on the Doom Tower, not going to deny it. That's just me. It is what it is. Fight me. Okay, so that's my take on that. Let me know what you guys think. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you did like this video, comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I drop my next video, and I will see you all in the next upload.